Welcome back to another video, everyone, and welcome back to another movie review. This week's movie review is Happy Gilmore 2, which, as of when I'm recording this, released yesterday. This will be going out on the Monday, so you'll have had 3 days to watch it. That is your spoiler warning. This video will contain spoilers. Happy Gilmore 2 is one of those films that got announced, and I immediately just disregarded it. It doesn't need a sequel. Happy Gilmore was fine as a standalone film. It's very much like Gladiator to me. Gladiator for me is one of my favorite films. It's easily top 5 favorite films of all time, and never once did I think I really want a sequel to Gladiator, and then they did it, and no one liked it. No one asked for a sequel. No one wanted a sequel, but we're gonna sit and watch it, aren't we? You can tell that they just put the first film on and thought, you know what, right, write that joke down, write that joke down, write that line down, remember that character, and it works. I can't even fault it. It does it well. This is an example of a money grab film done well. Essentially, the story follows Happy Gilmore, who's retired from golfing after killing Virginia with a golf ball. He goes for an absolute pelter of a drive and just whacks her straight in the head. Kills her. At this point, he's had 5 kids, one of them being a girl called... I don't remember. But she's been offered a place at this dancing school in Paris, but the tuition is 300 grand for 4 years, and he can't afford that, having retired golfing after killing his wife. So he has to think of a new way to make the money, which is playing golf. And that is really the plot that they run with. Now, there is more to it. You do have the Maxi Golf storyline, which is basically a modern version of golfing that is supposed to make the game fast-paced and more enjoyable for a younger, new audience. There's this guy from years ago that could hit the ball further than Happy, and he's the only one that's ever been able to do it because he had like a snapped ligament in his femur or something like that. It gave him a bigger range of motion when hitting the ball, meaning that he could hit the ball further. So this guy, and I don't remember his name, I don't think they really said it. I think it's put down on some like TV screens and stuff, but they never really address him, I don't think. But he sets up the Maxi Golf League, which is like a league full of these players. He surgically enhances them with this femur ligament thing, and then makes them play golf in this fast-paced golf game, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's modern and it worked as well. I think they did it quite well. Shooter McGavin, I think, was done really well. I really enjoyed his character. I think he gave me the most laughs out of anyone. Just his awkwardness and his jealousy and just his whole character I just found funny, which is quite different because in the first film I fucking hated him. Which leads me on to another point. The humour for me, it was a bit hit and miss. Some moments I was watching it, like there's this one scene with the 3 teenagers at the start when Happy first starts playing golf again, and I'm just watching it thinking, is that meant to be funny or is that meant to be cringe? I can't really tell. Then there's other scenes that just made me absolutely piss myself. Adam Sandler plays Happy Gilmore exactly the same as he did back then, but he's more depressed and he's an alcoholic. They have this running gag where he stores alcohol in everything, in like a cuckoo clock, in the TV remote, in his phone case. He's got alcohol in everything to cope with losing his wife, which was funny. And then I feel like at the end it's kind of started to get old and I was a little bit sick of it. They basically take a big shit on everything that happened in the first film. His grandma's dead, he loses that house, and then he earns it all back in the end, I think, anyway. Happy does have 5 other kids or 4 other kids, and they're all lads, and they're just really a driving force for him, motivating him further to go and earn this money. He doesn't want to feel like a deadbeat dad or a letdown. One thing that I thought was interesting is what they did with the legacy characters. So obviously have that really tall guy from the first film. There's a picture of him on screen. I don't really remember the names of the characters, to be honest with you. But instead of it being him returning for this film, it's his son returning, or his canonical son returning for this film. Same with the Jackass guy. Instead of it being the actual Jackass guy, it's Eminem playing his son. I don't know if that was a reference I was meant to catch. I didn't catch it if it was. Instead of Chubbs Peterson, you have his son, who's played by Huel from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, which I thought was pretty interesting, but he didn't really do anything anyway. He was just kind of there in the background of the scenes. That's another thing as well. His name's Slim Peterson, which is pretty funny because Chubbs is slimmer and Slim is chubbier. That's the joke. You have a ton of songs that just come back from the original film in the new film in the same sort of, well, similar callback moments. And yeah, that's really it. Overall, I give Happy Gilmore 2 a 6.5 happy faces out of 10. As a Happy Gilmore sequel, I give it an 8.5, 9 out of 10. And that's really it. I don't have much more to say about this film. It was just unnecessary, but it worked. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.